Thank you for joining me. I'm Nick from Define My Day. I'm the creator of Define My Day, and I want to talk to everyone today about responsibility. Now, if the thought of personal responsibility makes you feel bad, right? If it overwhelms you, if me telling you or me saying you need to take responsibility for your own life and stop blaming other people makes you upset, why? Why? Ask yourself that. Like, look at your own feelings. Why does that make you upset? And it might take a long time to sift through it. But, I look at people that get upset over Facebook posts and lose their mind over Facebook posts. And they, scream at people on the road. Believe me, I've done it. Why do we get so invested in the actions of other people, in the opinions of other people, in all the things that are going on around us? Why can't we take responsibility for our own actions and our own feelings and our own, like the way we lash out at things and the way we feel about situations? Like, why can't we stop and say, why am I feeling this way? And what can I do to change it? Because it's all within us, right? It's all within us. It's our lives. Why do we constantly feel like we're being pushed places by other people? Why do we deal with a relationship that sucks? If a relationship sucks, whether it's at home or at work or with a friend, anywhere, if it sucks, if it's a terrible relationship that makes you feel bad, you are doing something wrong. It's your responsibility to take care of that. The other person is going to be the way they are. It's your responsibility. Are you creating that bad relationship? If it's at work, are you not doing your job? Is there something about your job that you can improve? Have you asked? What can I do better here? Or is your boss just an ass? That might be true too. But whatever it is, you're doing something wrong if you're going into it every day and just dealing with it and sucking it up and pushing on to the next day. You're going to live miserable. You're going to be miserable. And you cannot be that way. It's awful. It's terrible for your health. It's terrible for your mind. And in the end, when you are done with this life, what was the reason for any of it? And I'll tell you the reason. I'll tell you why so many of us put up with this. Because we feel like we have to. We feel like we have to. There was an experiment years ago where they put two dogs on electrified floors. And they would shock the dogs. They would shock their paws. And they had one dog where he had the ability to hit a button to stop the shock. And they had another dog that didn't have that ability at all. So the one dog has the ability to hit this and get some relief. He had some way of improving his own situation. And then they had the other dog that ended up just sitting in the corner, taking the shock. There was nothing he can do. And I believe that a lot of us are raised to live like the dog that's stuck in the corner, just sucking up shocks. We are beaten down by the way we were raised, society, like our own mindset. Something happened where we feel like there's nothing we can do to change, and we're just going to go through life constantly getting whipped and shocked and brutalized and insulted. And the only thing we can do is bark and yelp about it rather than change our situation for ourselves. And what happened with these two dogs is that one dog that was taught that there was nothing it could change lived the rest of its life that way. It lived brutalized. The dog that had the ability to change its situation lived that way. And there are examples of how it lived outside of that situation where it believed there was always something better that he could do. And that's what we need to learn. No matter how bad your crappy situation is, wherever it is, personally, professionally, whatever, you can change it. You can change it through the daily action you take every day. And what are those actions? Let me go through that real quick. So the actions you can take. Number one for me, explore your life goals. What do you want? You can want a gigantic house, or, and I'm saying or as in something else is better, or you might just want a good relationship. You might want great friends. You might want just a job that you're happy in. You might want a Ferrari, an airplane, whatever. It doesn't matter. Whatever you feel is going to make you happy, develop a plan to get there. You might be incredibly far from it. And you won't go from, a $20 an hour job to a $800,000 house in a month. Unless you're incredibly lucky, but that probably won't happen, right? So what we need to do is take small steps. Read 30 minutes a day. Start educating yourself in a different profession. Start getting better at your profession. Look for another job. And it doesn't all need to happen today, right? You take one interview every couple of weeks, one interview a month. If you do 12 interviews and you improve your interviewing ability and you improve your knowledge about your situation and profession, in 1 or 2 years, you're on your way. And maybe in 10 years, you're much further than you ever thought you could be. Same thing with relationships. We might have a terrible relationship at home, but what do you know about relationships? What did you learn when you were a kid about relationships? What did your parents teach you? What did they model for you? What did you learn through previous relationships with other people? Do you know what makes a successful relationship? And I can tell you, I didn't. I still am working on it with my wife right now. We've learned things over years, and it takes a lot of time to unravel that. So you need to read books about it. You need to maybe see a counselor about it. You need to daily talk about where you are and where you want to be and connect where you want to be with your daily actions. You can go much further than you ever thought just by doing a little bit of work every day rather than trying to make gigantic changes today or tomorrow. The whole theory about, the whole weight loss industry is built on you losing a ton of weight right now as if you're not going to gain it all back in a year. Because that's what happens. It's happened to me how many times? We need to start making the little changes now and lose a little bit of weight, get a little bit healthier, so that in 10 years, we are as healthy as we can possibly be with a diet and program that we can constantly sustain. Because we can all get beach ready right now and be ready for summer. But we all know what happens in the fall, right? We start putting on the winter coat the way I do. That needs to stop, right? We need to do things a little bit every day rather than whole hog and wear ourselves out. And that's the whole Define My Day process. Little changes. That's why you can't mess it up. Little changes, a little bit of awareness. So explore your life goals and make sure you're on a path that takes you toward that life goal. Because if you're saying, I want to increase my income by $10,000 this year, right? Say that that's just something you want to do. If you want to improve your income by $10,000 this year, and you're sitting on the couch watching TV at 8 o'clock at night until 11 o'clock at night, that's 3 hours. 3 hours that you could be reading, that you could be educating yourself, taking continuing education credits, that you could be working on an extra project for your boss, or that you can be looking for another job, right? Or you can be doing a side hustle. You could be selling things on eBay or whatever. 3 hours a day, even 2 hours or 1 hour a day. Say that's 7 hours a week. If you took those 7 hours a week and put them into investing time in yourself, where your actions align with that vision that you want, you can go amazing places in just 1 hour a day, 7 hours a week. So if your path that you're on is 2-3 hours a day of watching TV, but your goal is $10,000 more by the end of this year, you're not on that path. And if that path, somehow this path takes you to that $10,000, imagine where you could be if you actually diverted onto the path that goes to a higher dollar amount. Our actions today determine where we're going. We are not suddenly going to jump paths and get to where we want without taking the action today. So take responsibility for your daily actions to get to where you want to go. All right, so number 1, explore your life goals. Explore where you want to go so you can connect your actions to it. Now, commit to action is number 2. Number 2 is commit to taking action. We can daydream all we want, but if we're not committing to taking action, there is nothing we're going to do about it. We can lazily do stuff, wait for that motivation. Doesn't freaking matter. We need to commit to doing things. Lay out a plan for what we're going to do. So commit to taking that action. One of the places I do this is at night. Every night before I go to sleep, I try to make my last thought, you are getting your fat butt out of bed at 5 o'clock in the morning, right? Because I could easily hit snooze, hit snooze, hit snooze until 6:15. Easily. I've done it. I'm sure a lot of people watching this have done that. So now, at night, as I'm going to sleep, you are waking up at 5 o'clock and you are going to crush the morning. And that is it. I am committing to myself every day, every night to do that. And I'm going to get up and do it. That's it. No questions. Alarm goes off. I got to get up. That's it. All right. Number 3, observe yourself. Observe your actions in the way you feel every day. So my commitment to 5 o'clock in the morning, I can observe how that makes me feel. At 8 o'clock in the morning, when I have 3 hours worth of stuff done, from exercising to meditation to defining my day to reading 30 minutes, spending a little bit of time with my kids, brushing my teeth, taking a shower, all the things I get done before 8 o'clock, that makes me feel awesome. I feel like I have just crushed my morning and I carry that energy for the next couple of hours. It's amazing. Now, I might be completely dead that night, but that's even better because then I get to bed earlier and I wake up again at 5 o'clock rested. Now, I've been on workout routines where I'm lifting weights and I need more sleep, right? So in lifting weights heavy, then the next morning at 5 o'clock, I've felt dead. And into 6 o'clock, I still feel like I need to go to sleep. That coffee isn't working, and the amount of work I try to do isn't working, and I can't focus, and it doesn't feel good. I can observe that and say, I need to adjust a little bit here. I need to change my bedtime until 6 o'clock. Maybe I need to go lighter in the working out. Whatever that might be, I can observe what's going on there. Another place that we really can observe things, especially when we're prone to overreaction or just reaction without thinking, is that relationship, right? Relationships, whether it's home or at work, when somebody says something and we get mad, stop and say, why am I getting mad about this? What about this makes me angry? Do I feel like they're putting something on me? Do I feel like this person is forcing me to do something I don't want? Am I not being heard? Am I not being understood? How can I change this? First, change my reaction to it so I don't scream back at them or yell. But how can I change this so that I can approach this in a different manner and I can minimize how often I feel like I feel right now? Same thing with Define My Day. For the people that feel like you are messing it up. If you feel like Define My Day is overwhelming or you're messing it up, you're not getting it right, why do you feel that way? Why does the process of exploring your priorities and then reviewing how you did make you feel bad? If it makes you feel bad, is it because you didn't follow through on your commitments? Or did you maybe just commit to doing too much? Maybe we need to step it back. Maybe we need to reevaluate how we use our time. Whatever that might be, the answer is not wrong. But that constant questioning about why I feel a certain way can unlock a lot of knowledge about yourself and help you cope with things going forward. All right, so observe yourself. Observe your feelings and actions and how each thing makes you feel throughout the day. Number 4, write out a monthly goal that's connected to your vision, right? So we have this vision, our life goals that we had in step number 1. But we can have it, we can put it on a vision board, but if we don't develop a goal plan to get there, then it might happen, right? We might get there. So what we need to do, and this is the way we Define My Day, is that we need an overall monthly goal. We need this one thing that we say we're going to do. It's, if our yearly goal is that $10,000 raise, right? If we feel like we want to increase our income by $10,000, and I'm just trying to throw that out there. If we want to do that, then we need to break that down into steps of how we're going to get there. And then we need to say, okay, this month, for me to increase my pay by $10,000, let's say I want to get a raise. Well, I need to find out what the requirements for that raise are. So I need to find out the requirements. So maybe the monthly goal is find what I need to do, right? Can you do that in a month? Can you say, I need to get this certification. I need to ask my boss about this. I need to tell my boss this is my goal, and I need to develop a plan with him on how to do that. And then as we do that, as we work through what we're doing, we want to journal our progress. So I said that this today was going to be my priority. So my priority today was talking with my boss, and she said that I need to do these things. Now, at the end of the day, I'm going to journal, how did I feel like? Did I accomplish what I wanted to accomplish? Do I have a clear plan? How did it make me feel when I got this information? Did I feel it was informative? Is it possible? How can I make it more possible? Anything that you're feeling about it. If you had other interactions with other people, journal what that looks like. So number 5 is journal your progress. And then number 6, and this is the most important thing, because you can have a plan, you can have motivation, you can have a life goal, you can have all of this stuff. But if you do not follow through, none of it's going to happen. You are never going to get to where you want to go if you don't follow through every day. Every day. It's a fight sometimes, but we have to do our stuff every stinking day. I cannot stress that enough. Can't. Because if you give up ground, you're going to end up back in this place where you feel like you're doing things all over again. And like you can't win. You're training yourself to be that dog huddled in the corner, being shocked into just helplessness and hopelessness. And you can't allow that to happen. So follow through. Hold on to your commitments to yourself. No excuses, no blame, no reasoning. Well, that's just the way I am, and that's just the way things are. It's all BS. Do not give up on yourself. I'm not saying you don't give yourself a break, because in Define My Day, I will on the weekend write. I am not doing anything. I'm focusing on having a good time with my kids. I'm focusing on going out with my friends. I'm focusing on enjoying myself, enjoying life. That can be a daily priority. But do not give up on the commitments that you have for yourself. If you have committed to exercising every day, exercise every damn day. If you have committed to eating better, eat better. If you have committed to reading, meditating, if you've committed to working toward this goal that you have, and you say, I need to do this today in order to reach it, do it. Follow through on that crap. You have to. Nobody else is going to do it for you. Nobody's going to gift it to you. You have to work for it. And I'm not telling you to work for things that you don't want. You're saying to yourself, I want this, and this is what it takes to get there. So if you're not taking the time to get there, whose fault is that? It's ours. It's yours. We can't get to where we want to go without taking the action, following through on our commitments. And we need to stop excusing ourselves. We need to stop giving up. We need to stop saying, I'll get to it later. That's just the way I am. I can't change. That's all BS. That's all excuses. And we're told by society that it's okay. Love yourself the way you are. I'm not telling you not to love yourself. You can love yourself the way you are, but also see improvement. You can love yourself in any condition. But if you don't commit to taking the action, how happy are you going to be with yourself? So don't get fooled into thinking that this can happen without you taking action. You have to take the action. All right. So that is my 6 steps. Explore your life goals, commit to action, observe yourself, write out monthly goals, break them down into weekly milestones, and take daily action. Number 5, journal your progress and how you feel about what just happened today. And then follow through on that. Follow the freaking way through it. All right. So that said, I'm going to go into the comments that we have here. Suzanne says, thank you for talking about this. Just hearing you is helping motivate me to get things done. Awesome, Suzanne. Now, even when there's no motivation, we still have to do it, right? We still have to crush it. Even when you're not motivated, you're not feeling it, just do it anyway. Do it anyway. And that's a muscle. That do it anyway muscle, that grit muscle, is underdeveloped in a lot of people, myself included, right? I've been working that muscle for as much as I can lately, and I'm going to keep working it. And in 10 years, I'm going to look back on today and go, man, that grit muscle was weak. And 10 years from now, I'm still going to be working on it, still making it better. That's it. That's the way it is. We're never going to reach that place where everything's perfect. We're always going to find improvement areas somewhere. Thank you for joining me. Take care, define your day, and define your life.